the Christmas lights up till January. And this is our place, we make the rules. And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear. Have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years? Can I go where you go? Can we always be this close forever and ever? And take me out and take me home. You're my lover. We could let our friends crash in the living room. This is our place, we make the call. And I'm highly suspicious that everyone who sees you wants you. I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, but I want them all. Can I go where you go? Can we always be this close forever and ever? And take me out and take me home forever and ever. You're my lover. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand? With every guitar string scar on my hand, I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover. My heart's been borrowed and yours has been blue. All's well that ends well to end up with you. Swear to be over dramatic and true to my lover. And you'll say all your dirtiest jokes for me. And at every table, I'll save you a seat, lover. Can I go where you go? Can we always be this close forever and ever? Take me out and take me home forever and ever. You're my oh, you're my darling, you're my lover.
All right, you hear the music. That means it's time for the live zone primetime.
Yes.
It is 9 o'clock on this Friday, July 3rd.
special
I'm producer
Friday.
Chris. That is Tony P. Thank you to everyone out there joining us, whether you're watching on Fox Local or you're watching on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page. Tony P., you're looking tan, by the way. I got to say. I don't know whether it's the purple, the contrast, but
so I tell
you're
you,
out in the sun today?
I love the contrast between kind of the black slacks I have here and then this purple shirt. I've always just kind of like that balance and combination. The intensity of these colors, I think, brings out my tan as well. But I got to tell you, with everything going on today, I may have picked the right color.
I think you
to
did. Let's not
represent
waste any time.
The beauty.
Because you
of
know
this
if it's
day.
live and it's happening now,
Yes.
we bring it to you and
And what
take a
is that
look.
for
Right
you,
now,
Chris?
Madison Square Garden appears to be lit up in purple, Tony
Oh,
P. And so you
I didn't
were
even know
right.
that.
You are spot on
Wow.
in terms of the color, because right now inside of Madison Square Garden, up in the Big Apple, New York City, Taylor and Travis have made it official. They are married. They tied the knot a little earlier this evening, and they let the world know, Tony P. I want to show you this. We're going to go from this live picture of Madison Square Garden to some video a little earlier tonight. Right after they said their I do, that message went up on the outside of the arena. Just T&T married.
Very nice. And
I mean,
so they did get married for real.
They got married
Square Garden.
in Madison Square Garden. You know, the rumor mill had been running wild. This was the worst kept secret, basically, in the world.
It got leaked. A lot of things.
A lot of things got leaked, like you said, Tony P. Because you know the Swifties, listen, they're all over this from day one.
When it comes to their
TMZ, our sister station up in New York, they were all over this as well, camped outside of Madison Square Garden, watching not only the celebrity arrivals, Tony P., but also, you know, basically the staging that was going in and going up, the food deliveries. There were also apparently some members of the media got footage of a white dress in a bag being brought into the arena at one point.
Wow.
This is just some of the stars going out of their hotel on their way, including, I mean, we saw Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. We saw some of the Fox Sports personalities like Aaron Andrews.
Oh, yeah.
Singer Benson Boone. Some of Taylor Swift's close friends
one of her biggest collaborators.
from her whole life, and celebrity friends. I mean, this is definitely a star-studded event. No doubt about it, Tony.
And I'll tell you, and the details that just came out, I think the Kelsey Brothers official page or business page released the details.
So, let's talk about some of the details that we have right now. I do want to just point out, right now, below us, Tony P., below me, that is that live picture of Madison Square Garden. Below you, what you're looking at is the Potomac River. This is out in the Alexandria, Mount Vernon area. This is where the fireworks are set to go off in about 10 to 12 minutes, celebrating the Capitol 4th, the end of it. This is Mount Vernon, George Washington's home. So they're having a separate live-streamed firework display because tomorrow night obviously is the big firework display down on the National Mall. At the same time, I do just want to point out we do have some other live events going on right now. Out in North Dakota, Mount Rushmore, that's where President Trump is going to be a little later tonight. He's delivering a message and he is kicking off his Freedom 250, America 250 and July 4th celebration out there. He'll have a speech in our 10 o'clock hour. He's due to arrive in our 9 o'clock hour, so we're going to keep our eye out as well for Air Force One's flyby of Mount Rushmore coming up in just a few minutes as well. So actually, I'm gonna pull up that live picture at the same time, so we're keeping an eye on everything. But let's get into some of those details, like you said. We learned that Adam Sandler officiated the ceremony between Taylor Swift. Okay, it's not as random as you think, because remember, Travis was in Happy Gilmore 2 this past summer, around the time that they may have been planning that engagement type of a thing. He might have been bouncing ideas off of the Sandman and said, look, when I'm ready to tie the knot, I want you there to be the one to make this official. We also learned they did not have bridesmaids and groomsmen.
They didn't. That was smart.
Taylor had a man of honor. It was her brother, Austin. Travis had a best man, and it was his brother, Jason Kelce. So obviously keeping it all in the family. Exactly. Not a huge wedding party. Not having to hurt feelings of friends who were or were not included.
Because they could have 20 or 30, and they would still probably cause a stir.
Creative director of Dior women's, men's, and haute couture collections designed her dress. The couple, the bride and groom's wedding ceremony looks created by Christian Dior Haute Couture. They are designed by Jonathan Anderson, the creative director of Dior Women's, Men's, and Haute Couture collections, in close collaboration with the bride and groom. This is the designer's first couture wedding dress for a world-renowned celebrity. Their shoes were custom made by Christian Louboutin, and the bride wore Cartier jewelry.
Wow. I mean,
so that is according to a statement from her publicist as well. So we are getting.
Imagine being the publicist today. This is like a Super Bowl day.
This is absolutely the Super Bowl.
For PR.
Exactly. Tony P.
The day of the century.
I'm going to go back to this live picture here for a second while I kind of reset our other live pictures. So we're going to go. Let's see. So that one. We're going to go this one, and we're going to go this one. Okay,
puzzle
so now
has been
there.
created.
Now we've got all of our live pictures up at the exact same time. To our left, next to Tony P, you see Madison Square Garden, where the reception is now underway. Cocktail hour allegedly got underway around 4. The ceremony allegedly got underway around 5:30. Might have been a little late because
so
we
a
saw that
cocktail first?
announcement, that just married announcement. That we saw that for the first time during the 7:30 half hour. We took it live. Then the reception scheduled allegedly to go until 2, but their permit with the city goes all the way until 4 a.m. So they could be partying from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. A 12-hour Taylor Swift
if you're gonna fly them all into
celebration.
New York with this weather and this moment in history with the 250, you better give them a full day. Now, what's really interesting, and this tells you this might be very similar to our version of a Diana and Charles wedding, is that within minutes, this wedding was up on Wikipedia with its own separate page.
That doesn't shock me
and
at
I have it
all.
right here, and hold on. I'm going to pull this up. I want to just like get a whole picture of what this is. Yep, the marriage, wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is now on Wikipedia, and it did start at 5:30, correct? So that's what the time is. It has.
When the pictures drop for the first time, it's gonna be one of the biggest moments in internet history. Most likely.
I mean, truthfully, I hope they do the pictures. I think the Adam Sandler thing is absolutely legendary.
I mean,
it's shocking. I didn't expect it.
I don't think anyone necessarily saw that coming, and the Swifties are in the YouTube chat right now, Tony P. I can tell you that. So if you guys knew that,
great viewers right now.
Supreme Fishy says, I was blown away with Adam Sandler and Taylor's wedding. However, they add that Adam is the GOAT. Oliver Adventure says yes. Swifties Endgame 13 says, I wish we could have seen the kiss. Look, I'm sure there was a photographer there. Allegedly, the guests were not allowed in with cell phones.
Nope.
So
no kidding.
Not a huge shock on that one. So we probably won't get many leaks. But there's no question at all. You know they're going to do a joint post at some point. We're going to see some details.
Over under on how many likes that thing's going to get.
I mean, I think they set a Guinness World Record with their engagement picture.
Which one did they get?
I think it was like 1.2 million immediately. Genesis Trinity Zoe saying hi. Oliver Adventure saying Oliver Adventure saying oh my God hi. Hi to everyone out there as well. You are taking a live look at Madison Square Garden where that reception is still underway. Streets all around the arena closed down. Police officers out in force so that they can party all night long and celebrate.
The ultimate thing.
Below us, you see right now, it looks like America's first president and general, George Washington, speaking to the crowd gathered at Mount Vernon
back from the dead,
as they get ready to celebrate July 4th and America's 250th birthday with a fireworks show. And then, catty corner to Tony and I, down there you see the band on the stage celebrating America 250 and Freedom 250. That is out at Mount Rushmore where the president is set to arrive shortly and set to deliver an address coming up in our 10 o'clock hour. So we're juggling a lot of things tonight, Tony.
This will be a preview of tomorrow night as well.
Deb Sorrell, 9507. Adam Sandler and his daughters are huge Swifties. Not a huge shock to me.
Yeah,
not a huge shock to me. But I'm continually amazed. And again, we saw some of Travis's tight end university, friends, Kittle, Zach Ertz, who used to play for the Commanders right here in Washington, D.C. The Eagles up in Philly. We saw them in New York. They were all going for a workout earlier today. But I'm continually amazed. I knew that she was good friends with Ed Sheeran, and Ed and his wife Cherry showed up in some fabulous outfits.
Everybody
by the way.
was looking. Nice.
I saw Gigi Hadid, obviously a close friend of hers. So Bradley Cooper was there. Jason Sudeikis was there. We saw all of these paparazzi pictures. But here's my big question.
Okay.
And everyone out there watching right now, and all of the Swifties in the
we got
YouTube
a lot of
chat,
people coming in,
I would love to know this. Adam Sandler is semi-notorious for never dressing up. I mean, the man wears his oversized, his baggy clothes, and his sweatshirt, his hooded sweatshirts, and his T-shirts. What do you think he had to wear to officiate what is the closest thing to a royal wedding we have seen in years, Tony P?
I think he probably wore a white tux.
Like a dinner jacket?
Yes. Or maybe he had that with like a golf shirt. That's what I could see. Or maybe he wore his Happy Gilmore outfit with the tour championship
green jacket,
the gold jacket.
Oh, the gold jacket. That's what it was.
Jacket. Maybe Shooter
Very
McGavin
possible, Tony
made
P.
a cameo
Very,
potentially.
very
Who knows?
possible.
But what I really like about this, I mean, we have a lot of it. We have the World Cup happening, this
Mm-hmm.
wedding. We have, the 4th of July tomorrow, 250, all of that. Just a really lot of cool pop culture moments, and of course the country and everything, all at once. And we have Swifties in the chat talking about all this stuff. We got World Cup. We have the fervor with that. It's just nice to have a little bit of reprieve.
Yeah, we
from the
report
ups and
on a lot
downs.
of terrible news all the time. So
consistently.
it's kind of nice that our 3 main stories and our 3 main live
Yeah.
pictures are all things people seem to enjoy and want
Exactly.
to celebrate this evening. We are getting closer and closer to the fireworks going off over the
yeah.
Potomac at Mount Vernon. That is that live
covered it
picture
all.
directly below us right now. So, Tony P., we are going to keep the conversation going. I'm going back to our YouTube chat right
Yeah.
now. Oliver Adventure, can you say hi, Quinn? Hi, Quinn. How are you? Thank you so much for streaming along with us. We appreciate you.
Yes.
We the Swifties dominating the chat. That is for sure. That
We
is
the
who.
Swi-
That
Okay.
is we appreciate
That's a great
you.
branding. Who just wrote that in the chat. You should put that as a shirt and sell it.
Supreme Fishy says
really
that
good.
Adam Sandler probably wore Taylor Swift merch.
Oh,
And
totally.
That,
Yeah.
I believe,
Maybe a
100%
hat.
is possible. All right, we're seeing the fireworks go off
Yep,
right now.
there we go.
So we are going to pause our chat about Taylor
Okay,
and Travis
no worries.
just for a moment. We're going to take you live out to Mount Vernon.
Pioneers and builders, pioneers and protectors, different in background, yet united in belief that the sacred fire of liberty rests in the hands of the American people. On this 250th anniversary of the United States of America, we honor all who built and defended this nation, and we renew our commitment to the timeless work of striving toward a more perfect union. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one.
Look at that, huh? Look at that, Chris.
Tony P, these fireworks have been going on for about 3 or 4 minutes now, I would say. Just a reminder to everyone out there watching, tomorrow night's show is supposed to last 30 minutes straight. 800,000 fireworks.
We can hear it.
A traditional, we can hear some outside of our studio right now. A traditional fireworks show for July 4th here in Washington, D.C. is about 20,000 fireworks. So, I'm not a math guy, Tony P, but you can.
That is probably like what, 40,000 times?
It's
maybe,
a lot.
I think it is actually.
I think it is a lot. That's for sure.
I'll do my calculations in the break, but I like the little like DNA looking ones. You see the little DNA a little bit? Those kind of like the spread out, kind of like
so the Swifties are still going strong in the group chat over here, Tony P. Supreme Fishy saying the fireworks, the best way to celebrate both the upcoming 4th of July and the official I Do for both Taylor Swift and now to proudly say Travis Swift. I do. I mean, honestly, she's not going to change her name.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, 100. But he is Mr. Taylor Swift.
He totally is.
Let's be clear here.
And I mean, and he just, what I see of him, the type of guy he is. Just to make the point about Travis for 1 second here. I talk about on my pages, and I do a lot of stuff about healthy manhood and healthy masculinity. Travis Kelce is one of those guys that I think a lot of young men can look up to and say, what a great guy, a great athlete, overcame a lot in his high school and college years, and he's just a role model in so many ways in terms of, the love story here with Taylor, of course, is a major part of it, how wonderful and adoring, I think, boyfriend and fiance that he is, and now husband. I also just think just how he treats fans, what he talks about on his show with his brother, and how they really talk about mental health and things of that nature. He's a major part of the COVID era when he was helping people get the healthcare treatment and vaccines, and truly just a good role model, in my opinion. And I think this is great. Of course, Taylor Swift, one of the iconic singers and performers that we'll ever see in the pantheon of history.
Yeah. Well, they're still going. I brought us back on camera. We heard the cheering. I thought the fireworks were over. We're going to keep this live picture up. You can also see we have a live picture of Madison Square Garden, where if you're just joining us, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have tied the knot. The reception going on inside there right now, and possibly even a live performance from Taylor Swift. The New York Post had said she may be performing tonight alongside Stevie Nicks and maybe even Paul McCartney. We had heard Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney were set to perform, as well as possibly Tim McGraw as well.
Tim McGraw.
I'm going to go back to the YouTube.
Brad Paisley there too, or no?
A lot of country stars were. Kenny Chesney, Miranda Lambert.
Right,
we saw them going in
there. Start singing.
I will just say, going back to our chat here for a quick second. Stanzy Bowater says, I can't even explain how happy I am for Taylor and Travis. You both deserve every second of happiness. Genesis Trinity Zoe says, can you please give a shout out to Simply Sisters? It would make our day. Consider this your shout out.
Simply Sisters.
Simply Sisters, and I hope it makes your day.
That is a great title.
And then Oliver Adventure wants to know, when are the photos getting leaked? I don't think it will be a leak, Tony P. I think it will be either them releasing them to a certain organization or them posting them themselves in a joint post like they did with the engagement.
I mean, servers might break across the entire social media world if
my goodness, yes, that would be.
And what the song will be, I mean, it'll
they
probably
talk.
cross
We
2
throw
million
around the
likes
phrase
easy.
"break the internet" way too casually these
We do,
days.
yes.
But that would be one of those moments. Oliver Adventure asking if we've ever met Taylor. I have not. I have never even seen her live.
So Jack Antonoff, who's her producer, major collaborator, he is really, this is one of the coolest things ever. He's a fan of my page, not to brag, but he's a fan of my content and loves the fact that I'm in the broadcasting space as well, trying to do that. And I met him a year and a half ago when he played here at the Anthem, and he invited me to the show. I went backstage with him.
So that's your kind of 6 degrees.
Yes, and we for me, like, Jack is one of the best producers. I think he's, one of our generation's Quincy Jones in a lot of ways, and has done fantastic work. And we just talked, you know, when I was backstage with him for like an hour. I think they gave us like almost 2 hours. We hung out with him, his sister, his family, and we talked about some of that stuff, like, you know, what's it like producing those type of people and all that type of stuff. And it was really fun, but that's the closest that I have to it. And it's, I mean, talk about a major collaborator with her on so many of her Grammy Award-winning songs. Zach was, you know, a major writer as well as, you know, musical mind with her. So really cool stuff. But that's the cool part of this business, is that I get a little bit of like Sixth Degree or things of that nature. But I've not met Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift yet. That would be a dream. That would be a dream. I mean, I got to be honest. That would be a wonderful dream, and we will.
So you know,
I think both of us could do it at the same time.
It would be an honor for sure. So I will just share that, you know, I grew up a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I was always a big Jason Kelce fan because of his longtime tenure with the team, and you know, not only has he been just, you know, a great representative of the team in the city and things like that, and he's stayed there. So he lives in the Philadelphia suburbs out in Havertown, Pennsylvania, and so a lot of people in the area where I grew up have run into him casually at different places, and so I've just never heard anything but great things about him. And it's so interesting now to think about, and you know, we've seen kind of stories about how Travis and Taylor have gone to visit him and have been spotted in different, you know, restaurants and things
Philly,
in Philadelphia.
New York. I mean, they're always in New York, which I think makes sense for this wedding. But with all this heat today, I have to keep drinking.
So we had, you know, that's the crazy. Okay, let's just get into it. The craziest thing is we are now 22 minutes into this broadcast, and we have not even talked about the heat yet, and we have not talked about the World Cup yet, because we have been so distracted by all of these other. Yeah, for the day before a holiday, a federal holiday Friday night at 9 p.m. This is a best case. This is an abundance of riches, Tony P. But
sure is.
Speaking of that heat, Mike Thomas is going to join us live here coming up in just a little bit, because obviously temperatures here in the DMV surging once again. They were in the triple digits. So it's great to see all of these people out there celebrating, but we do know that because of that extreme heat, last night's rehearsal for Capitol 4th was shut down to the public,
which is sad.
And then tonight's event on the West Lawn of the U.S. Capitol, they didn't open the gates until 7 p.m. Earlier today, the Great American State Fair that's been going on down on the National Mall was actually temporarily shut down because of the heat until 5 p.m. Now, the temperatures didn't drop much at 5 p.m., but today was another record setter here in the DMV. We'll talk to Mike Thomas about that. Tomorrow's a bigger concern, though, and Michael Thomas will explain why, but it's not just the heat, it's not just the humidity, but we have a much bigger chance for pop-up storms tomorrow.
Yeah,
I will mention, and I'm not saying this is any sort of omen or sign or anything, but shortly after we saw that just married announcement outside of Madison Square Garden, the heavens opened up in New York City, and there was a total downpour outside of that arena. So luckily everyone was inside.
Did a rainbow appear? Because that's
I know. Wouldn't that be great? I didn't see any pictures on social media of anything like that.
I want good luck for this couple,
man,
Chris.
oh man, man, oh man.
Good luck for this couple. Okay.
I think a lot of people are rooting for them, Tony Pig.
I mean, Taylor Swift has written about, and very, I think, openly, and has really embraced vulnerability in her music about her relationships and trying to find that special person. And she found them, hopefully, right? And I think they both found each other. And there's, what's one of the songs, High School by her, about a year ago?
So High School.
So High School, thank you. And the line that I love is she wrote, like, you asked for what you wanted, like, boy, you got her. Like, that's the line, like,
Tony P, I just want to point out real quick right there, that appears to be Air Force One doing its flyover of Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore.
Oh, here you go. Yep,
which you can see the camera just panning back to right there. This is President Trump's new Air Force One.
Yes.
A lot of controversy surrounding that.
Qataris,
we don't have time to get into it, but he has been showcasing it over the past several weeks, including with the flyby you just saw over Mount Rushmore. He's due to speak coming up in our 10 o'clock hour. He's also planning an Air Force One flyover the National Mall tomorrow before his speech.
Which is why a lot of flights will be, not a lot of flights, the airspace will be shut down for commercial air flight outside of DCA for the entire day, I think. I think it's the entire day, or at least half the day.
So flyover scheduled, I believe, from 1 p.m. until nearly 10 p.m. tomorrow night.
There's no flights
so there
in
will
or out of
be
DCA.
a huge
Of course.
issues for anyone who had travel plans.
They're all cancellations.
Correct,
and
yes.
Because again, of course, you want to be safe about the skyline and the airspace, especially with some of the traffic that we've seen over the years, and the tragic crash that happened almost a year and a half ago now. In 2025. And I think what's really interesting today, I was out at the golf course. Sorry, out at the golf course today playing, which is not a good idea.
Hence the tan.
Folks, don't do that. Don't play tomorrow. It's really bad out there. And I was barely surviving after 9 holes. But I was watching a ton of flights go out at very quick intervals, like 1 to 2 minutes. They were going one after the other. And it seems to me they were trying to front load a lot of these flights to get them out tonight, so that there isn't any, the backup's going to be big, but hopefully that first half of the day tomorrow isn't too crazy with the deadline at 1 o'clock.
Tony P., I said earlier that this fireworks show was, not going to be anything compared to what we're expecting tomorrow night. But this is still
fantastic.
going. This is still going, man.
What's funny to me is I would have thought that, again, it's not a critique, it's kind of a creative thought I had in my head, that they would have done the 250th, that exact presentation, not from the mall or Congress, but they would have done it at Mount Vernon, potentially, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's where, that's Washington, and there's a lot of history there, the first president, the first general, in a lot of ways. I think that could have been an interesting place to have Alfonso Ribeiro and all the performers playing maybe to a smaller crowd, because it would have made sense with this weather.
Right.
A smaller crowd, Mount Vernon, and then have some of the fireworks right behind it versus having the simulcast. But again, I'm not critiquing. I think just no one knew what this was.
Tony P, and the P stands for event producer.
Producer P.
Producer P. I don't even, I can, okay. It sounds like, what are we listening to right now? America the Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's like a military band, or maybe a opera type voice here.
This is a little glimpse of what you'll be getting tomorrow night when Tony P and I are here in both your 7 and 9 p.m. hours, keeping an eye on the celebrations, not just in the nation's capital, but in our surrounding suburbs and communities as well.
A truly magic moment here, folks. You're witnessing history.
250 years, Tony P.
Also, just want to give some movie buffs a little bit of meat here. It is 30 years since the United States and every major country around the world fought off the aliens, defeated them after taking a few blows on July 2nd and 3rd. On July 4th, 30 years to this day, in 1996, President Bill Pullman and
Jeff Goldblum.
And Jeff Goldblum and Captain Stephen Hiller, played by Will Smith, defeated the aliens. And Independence Day, 30 years later.
And his wingman, Harry Connick Jr.
Yes, and
Judd Hirsch.
Randy Quaid,
yeah.
Flew, did the, flew into the alien ship.
Yours, as he would say.
And said, "Hello, boys, I'm back."
Tony P, I'm for anyone out there watching on YouTube who's new to our show, I'm a couple years older than my friend Anthony Palcari over here.
Oh, my!
Couple.
My first
come on,
name,
man.
Anthony.
Don't be mean. I'm using your government name. Don't
You've
be
been
nice.
talking like my mother too
Be
much.
nice. I saw Independence Day in the theater when it came out. I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yep, there goes Air Force One again. There's another flyby. Are they going to follow it? Yep.
That is hard to fly, that type of airplane.
That is a large. Oh, looks like we may have hit our finale here, Tony P.
What a closeout. Right at 9:30. Perfect. They probably timed it for that.
Yeah, event producer Tony P.
See,
couldn't have planned it better.
Listen, I'm learning here.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate this great nation. Travel safe.
Okay, so
Man, they cut that.
Yeah,
fast.
they sure did. So Tony P, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna replace. I think that's box 3. All right, let's see. No, I think it's box 2. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace that. We haven't even talked about. Nope, I did it wrong. That was box. There it was, box 2. Let's go. Oh man, they took both my shots, Tony P.
They took all the feeds. Oh my.
Oh wait,
God.
there it's back.
There we go.
All right.
And we got some music. It looks like.
Yeah. So we're gonna track that here in a second. All right. Bear with me.
dovetail
Okay, there we
with
go.
the
But okay, now we're going to talk about the World Cup because we haven't even talked about that yet.
Incredible
Okay,
today
was a pretty exciting day on that front as well, Tony P. Because as you know, we are in the round of 32. We are advancing down. We are narrowing the field down to that round of 16.
The Sweet 16.
Today's action kicked off with Australia and Egypt. And as you can see from the numbers there, this one went into penalty kicks.
Great
So
game.
not only was it tied at the end of regulation, it was tied at the end of bonus time, extra time, and then it went to penalty kicks. And that's where Egypt basically swept the floor, winning 4-2 on those penalty kicks to advance. Now, the next game today, this was one everyone had their eyes on. The reigning World Cup champions. This was a David and Goliath story. There's really no other way to describe it. Lionel Messi and Argentina, the reigning World Cup MVP and champions, taking on one of the smallest countries ever to qualify for this tournament with Cabo Verde. And Cabo Verde gave them a run for their money. It was tied 2-2 at the end of regulation. This one had to go into extra time. But in the end, as you see there, Argentina outlasted them to win 3-2. Argentina will now take on Egypt, I believe, on Tuesday in the round of 16 action.
It was like 116 minutes, I think it was, or something like that.
I believe it was in the 116th minute that they scored. I mean, it was close. They scored that third goal late in the game, right before it would have gone to PKs. The final matchup of the evening, Colombia and Ghana, that gets underway. It just got underway here at 9:30. That game out in Kansas City.
Hey, ironically,
Missouri.
who's getting married tonight? Travis Kelce.
Also of the Kansas
City Stadium
Chiefs.
out there.
Yes, it is, Tony P. You are right.
You know, there's a lot of things.
Let's
in
just
the
bring
air
these
here.
pictures back.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go ahead and change this banner now.
Fantastic
though, because
couple.
we have, yeah, there we go. Just
Travis
married.
Kelce and Taylor Swift is beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely happy.
Shout out to all the Swifties who have.
Thank you for supporting our show. Please,
yes, absolutely.
You're
welcome back
for
any
even non-Swifty
time.
shows. Come back and see us. Go in the Zoom room. We got the link and the QR code.
Yeah, you can always scan that QR
Give
code
your
and weigh in.
comments,
Let
your
us know what you
feedback on
think
what's
about
impacting
Travis
you.
and Taylor's wedding. What we're going to do is we're going to leave you with a live picture from Mount Rushmore. This band has been on the stage. If they were smart, Tony Payne, again, like you said, I'm no event planner either, but they should play a little Taylor Swift out there.
Right.
We're going to let you listen in, though. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Mike Thomas is going to join us live. He's going to talk about tomorrow's July 4th forecast. We'll be right back.
Trying grit, and that right there is some cowboy shit. A 1, 2, 3, 500 cigarettes on that mile highway, and I ain't forgot her yet, but I keep on moving. I keep moving that line. Ain't nothing in my mirror, just a cloud.
All right, welcome back to the Live Zone Prime Time on this Friday night, the day before the 4th of July. Right now, you are taking a listen. Not sure the name of the band, Tony P, but we are taking a listen to basically President Trump's opening act. This is live at Mount Rushmore, where the president is set to kick off his 4th of July festivities with a speech in our 10 o'clock hour. But right now, we just saw an Air Force One flyover, and now a band is performing. At the bottom of the screen, that is Madison Square Garden, where the party continues for Travis and Taylor, who tied the knot earlier tonight. The star-studded reception underway. Just a heads up for Butterfly Mama 12869. Can we watch the fireworks on here on YouTube? Tomorrow night's fireworks, yes, you will be able to watch the fireworks live right here on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page and on Fox Local. We will have you covered all day long. 7:30 a.m. to midnight right here on Fox Local. And listen, a lot of people may not want to leave the house tomorrow, Tony P, because it is going to be miserably hot. But we also have that chance for storms, and that's why Mike Thomas is going to join us live here coming up in just a minute or two.
I can't find that band. I'm trying to find it. But also, this event actually had a 2-hour delay because of rain.
Oh, okay.
So they paused for 2 hours, and folks were taking shelter. It was pretty rainy out there. It's still drizzling, according to sources out there, but the band's out and playing. I gotta find this band.
The president. It seems like the president has, if not landed, he has definitely arrived in the airspace above Mount Rushmore, because we saw Air Force One do that flyover.
That's
just
hard
a
to
heads
fly
up
that.
on the local front. If anyone out there is watching on Fox Local and is from around here, especially in Prince George's County, WSSC just lifted the boil water advisory that had impacted customers in Accokeek and Clinton. We talked about this last night right here. There had been a 16-inch water main, and out of an abundance of caution, they had recommended boiling water. They had also set up water distribution stations. They have now lifted the boil water advisory for areas of southern Prince George's County after that water main break. They say water quality testing confirms the water is safe to consume. So if you are watching right now in southern Prince George's County, that is your update tonight. We'll have more on that story coming up on Fox 5 News at 10 and 11 right here on Fox Local as well.
There is no spot for this band. It's like you think they'd want to help them get some notoriety. There's no. They had some really good country music here. I don't get why. Maybe it's a. Hold on, there's a logo on the drums there. I'm obsessed with this now.
Yeah, I can't tell what that means.
Neither can I.
Listen, here's what we did know.
Okay.
The Air Force One flyover was supposed to happen at 9/11. That happened a little late. The Air Force Academy band was supposed to perform at 9:17. We have not seen them yet. Then there was supposed to be the presentation of colors around 9:20. Haven't seen that yet either. So they may just be filling some time while they get the event back.
Maybe it's a local group or something.
We've been talking about the weather, which means we need to bring in the man of the hour, the one and only Mike Thomas, joining us.
The man is here
now live
in his dress shirt.
Squeeze in here because we've been cramming. We've been cramming
God
a lot in
sir.
tonight.
If there's two guys I want to be crammed in with, it's you guys.
Mike, I'm not sure if you're a Swiftie, but
good.
you can see right there that live picture of Madison Square Garden where Travis and Taylor are partying with 1,000 of their closest family and friends after they tied the knot. They are married. They are man and wife. Mike Thomas.
I thought Taylor and I had a thing for a while there, you know?
I remember. Okay, so for the Swifties out there still watching on our YouTube chat, we talked about our 6 degrees of separation for Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Mike Thomas actually had an online interaction. She reposted him on X.
She tweeted me.
I did not know this.
She tweeted me.
Mike Thomas delivered one of the most epic.
And she said, Mike, will you marry me? And I said, I got to think about it. And then this guy named Travis came in.
Mike Thomas delivered one of the most epic forecast of all time, working in Taylor Swift lyrics before her concert at Nationals Park, I believe.
Yeah,
the 1989 show.
Her 1989 album.
What a legendary
she
moment.
saw it and she posted about it. So Mike Thomas has been in her eyesight.
Virtually.
Okay, Mike should have been invited to the wedding. Okay, so Taylor and Travis, you missed your greatest guest.
I thought
right
I was
here,
gonna,
this man.
I could do a whole forecast.
That would have been the best.
I did the iPad out and tell the street, just like Kelsey going down the field there. I mean, like you come down the aisle here, you meet her right here.
Like John Madden style. I could have seen this, and then they do a whole could have done a a forecast for the wedding, the whole 9 yards. For all you guests here today,
Is Taylor going to sing in her own wedding, you think? Or you think
Okay,
she's
so
gonna take a night off?
I will say the New York Post did report that there was a chance that she was going to take the stage along with Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney and perform at her own wedding. They were the only ones I saw reporting that. Everyone else was just reporting that Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney may perform. So listen, we are going to learn more about what is going on inside that building at
Who's
some
singing right now?
point.
Who is this?
This
That's
is
who
out
I'm
at
trying to
Mount-
figure
This
out.
is Mount Rushmore. This is where the president is going to give a speech. We just saw Air Force One do a flyby. He's scheduled to talk in the 10 o'clock hour. We have not figured out who this band is yet. Tony P's been looking it up.
Okay, this is how Friday night brained I am. I assume that the band playing was from inside Madison, that like this was a Taylor Swift band.
No. Okay, Mike Thomas, if we had a live picture inside Madison
we wouldn't
Square
be
Garden
talking.
at what was happening, our
about to
numbers would be
say.
not only through the roof, this would be the biggest exclusive of all time. Those are
probably
two
have
very separate
6
things
million
for the record.
Taylor started as a country artist.
She did. She's going back to her country roots with that new song from Toy Story 5 as well.
Probably get an Oscar nod, at least maybe an Oscar win.
I knew it, I knew you.
Of course, it's an Oscar win for her. She's Taylor
Right.
Swift.
Exactly.
They
Then-
throw her Oscars like
Then EGOT
candy.
status might be in the realm.
It
knows?
very well may be.
Exactly. You get the Emmy, then you get the Tony Award. I can see Taylor Swift doing some
That's
plays.
like the Triple Crown, right? If you get the Emmy, you get the Tony, and then you get the
the EGOT. Yep.
She needs the Academy Award, which didn't she get? Didn't she do? Oh,
Yeah.
can I say? Am I allowed to do conspiracy theories?
Yes,
on the
you
show?
can.
Yes, you
Yes.
can. Now, I
We're
will
on
just
the-
say,
we're on the streaming waves.
I believe, and the Swifties can fact check me, I believe she was nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song for her song that was in that book turned movie that was something about the South and
Yeah, maybe.
something or other.
Well, so this is.
You guys know.
Here's-
Remind me what it is. Where the Crawdads sing. I'm not sure. Anyway.
This is my whole conspiracy theory around this wedding, okay, and why like there being like and not NDAs and all that. Remember that she did the Eras tour,
Right.
and she made it a movie. I have a inkling that she's got a film crew following her.
Oh,
as she gets
yes,
ready
I said this
for
last
the
night.
Wedding, and then at some point, there's going to be a Taylor Swift The Wedding movie.
Right. I asked our own
Because
Sydney
cha-ching,
Persinger.
cha-ching, cha-ching.
Okay, there are also reports on page 6 and in the New York Post that is the case.
Okay,
That
so-
this is going to be filmed. And
So I was
possibly-
right. Mike and I
Conspiracy
were
theories sometimes are
correct.
right.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the whole moon base and what else we got? Flat Earth thing.
Oh no! Well, Independence Day, 30 years today or tomorrow. Let's talk about I think Roswell, New Mexico. That was a big part of the Independence Day. The
That was
underground
up there.
layer.
What else we got?
I mean, Area 51.
Something meteor crater.
That Elvis and Tupac are not dead. That's
And
another
Big
one out
E. I don't
there.
think either one.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna say
think
Biggie.
they're dead.
Yeah.
I don't.
Mike Thomas,
We only
his
report
area of
the-
expertise is
Also,
actually
conspiracy.
the weather. And
Are
Mike,
there weather conspiracies?
there are a lot of
yeah.
weather
Sounds
conspiracies
enough.
that could get us in a lot of trouble.
So many.
I will just
So
say, Mike, it was, Tony and I were laughing and saying that it's kind of fascinating that on a Friday night, on a holiday Friday night,
Right.
we went like 30 straight minutes barely even mentioning the weather, and the weather is one of the biggest stories,
Whoa.
not just here in the nation's capital,
overarching
but
thing.
like in the country with what's going on this weekend.
And I mean, they're just over on Fox 5. They just kicked off the Columbia-Ghana game,
Mm-hmm.
and announcers are, I don't know how they're going to play in this heat because even in Kansas City,
Kansas
it's
City.
like through the
Right,
roof.
the
And that's an
Midwest.
outdoor stadium. Miami today. I mean, Miami's always hot. They're used to
Right.
playing in the heat down there.
But they have some climate
Can we
control
talk
there.
about, well, yeah, but no, man, Miami Stadium's open.
Oh, it
It's
is?
open there, Yeah.
Oh, is it retractable? I thought there was.
It's not retractable. But it does have an overhang.
All right, it's
So
got
they-
an overhang.
they'll
All right,
shade
so
but the
it's got
pitch-
shade.
Yeah, but you're getting the air in. Like that's my thing. Why doesn't Miami have an indoor stadium? It's Miami.
That stadium, I mean, they built a stadium for the Marlins that have 5 fans there, and now they have 8 fans that go, okay, with that new stadium. And they should have given it to the Dolphins Stadium and made it multi-purpose.
Oh,
You
yeah,
could have had the retractable.
Dolphins were the shining example of the NFL this year. They were fantastic.
but they're a better draw than the Marlins. I mean, like most people, they're giving tickets away. No offense to the Marlins, but they're giving tickets away over there.
Triple digit temperatures
Are you
again
trying to move
today
us on?
with heat indices.
I am throwing shade at the Marlins tonight.
Yeah, I still have a whole package.
Well, listen, I think the Red
run.
Sox should be sold to the people, led by me as like the group. We're going to do a $2, $3, $4 billion thing.
All right, let's wrap it before we make Chris angry over there.
Sorry.
We'll jump into some
I'm
numbers
derailing
here.
us as always. That's what I do best.
Heat wave official today, third straight day above 90 degrees, and we've been well above 90 degrees for the last 3 days. 98, 102, and 102. 2 straight days of 102. How long do you think it's been since we've been 2 straight days of 102 or greater? Tony P.
I think never.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2024.
What?
That's going to be my guess.
2024, mid-July 2024. We actually hit 104. We thought we'd make a run at that today. We fell a little short. We were just a little bit too humid, but 102 is still good enough for a record here in Washington. So 2 straight days of record highs, and I do think we make a run at record high number 3 tomorrow. Believe it or not, your July 4th high, it's only 100 degrees. We've done it once. Yeah, for the 4th of July, I was actually surprised when I looked up the info because I thought we'd do 100 degrees a lot more often on the 4th of July. We've only done it once. We did it back in 1919. It certainly felt like 100 degrees a lot of times.
Oh, it's so much of that humidity.
And
It
that's
crawls
Earth
up there.
Cam, and I think we're showing you a little bit of what you were just watching there. That's the stage, all aglow, and all the extra glow in the lights down there in D.C. That's that humidity and that haze hanging out. 96. Reagan National, but it's feeling like 105 when we approach the 10 o'clock hour. That is just no fun. Dallas 90, Baltimore 92, feels like 101. Everybody's feeling like triple digits, at least at the airports. That's your current air temperatures. Forget about those 80s. I mean, 85 Manassas, 89 Gaithersburg, 87 Frederick. On paper, that doesn't sound so bad, but then you factor in dew points that are in some spots climbing if not above 80 degrees. I'll tell you what, if you ever see 80 on a dew point map, I don't care if you're here, I don't care if you're in Louisiana, I don't care if you're in Florida. It's gross. It feels awful.
It is gross,
And
yeah.
that's exactly what a Manassas 81 degree dew point.
That's how bad it is there?
Yeah, it's awful. Awful. So heat indices for just about everybody, well over 90. And look at all the triple digits we still have on the map. Sunset over an hour ago.
Oh my God.
And we're still dealing with all these oppressive heat index values. Hang in there. Couple more days, so we got to get through the weekend, and then on the other side of the weekend, I think we'll finally get a little bit of a break. I don't think we're ever completely wiping out this humidity for a little bit, but it will feel noticeably better next week. I promise you. So hang in there. Satellite radar tonight. Calm and quiet across the D.C. region again. At this point, we're begging for some thunderstorms.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we might get them by the time we get to this time tomorrow night. Something we're going to be watching for. To the north, across portions of Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just to the north of them, several severe thunderstorms. There's a few in central portions of Pennsylvania. So far, they've avoided us here today, but futurecast suggests
Guys, I'm just going to interrupt just for one quick second.
Go ahead.
To just point your attention to that top left corner where the fireworks are now going off in Montgomery County, Maryland,
Ooh,
very
celebrating
nice.
July 4th. And our bottom right corner, we're seeing some movement in the tent, some cars exiting from Madison Square Garden. So we're just keeping an eye on everything.
Oh,
at the
are
same
those
time,
North
just
Dakota?
for everyone
That
out there.
filters into my conspiracy theory that Taylor's going to go watch the fireworks in Montgomery County.
Probably not, but I'll let you continue.
Does she have any ties to the DMV? Do we have any
Yeah,
ties?
me.
Shout
Right,
out,
but
shout out
she's gonna come meet you.
She's from what?
County, Maryland, where those fireworks are now going
She's
off.
from Reading, Pennsylvania, isn't she? Like the
She
Philly
is.
area? So like, I'm sure she's been to DC.
Yeah, probably,
Minus
many
the
times.
concerts. I mean, like when she was younger. I'm sure
Right,
she's been
totally.
around.
Definitely, like coming down for a trip, doing the whole that
Like,
trip you do
school-
every school
just
trips.
Remember, at one time, Taylor Swift was a normal girl who kind of did normal. She went on
Yes.
field trips. She went to
Yep.
high school.
Is it like-
and now she's a billionaire.
Yes.
You too can do it too.
You-
Kids.
you
That's
can.
the moral of the story. All right.
Be a talented artist. You got this.
As we work our way into the day on Saturday. Look, tomorrow's going to start just like the last few. Sunny, not a cloud in the sky, very hot, very humid. We get into the afternoon, boom. There go your Mother Nature fireworks in terms of thunderstorms. They should start over the mountains first, probably early afternoon. And it's going to be kind of one of these days, almost like an avalanche of storms, where one storm creates another one, or domino effect of storms, I should say. One storm creates another storm, and they'll slowly kind of build towards D.C. Our hope is we can get them through here around dinner time and get them out of here by the time we get a little closer to the fireworks. That's 9 o'clock. Still has a few lingering around, but it gets them out of here in time for the fireworks here in D.C. tomorrow night. So fingers crossed that that is actually the case. A lot of times we do see that because with these types of storms tomorrow, once we lose the daytime heating and the sun, even though we'll remain hot all night, we won't quite have the same lift in the atmosphere after sunset tomorrow. So we're really hoping that they'll die down and we'll be calmer during the evening. Not the same case on Sunday. It starts similar. Hot, humid, mixture of clouds and sun, and then we have a storm system moving in from the west. Cold front's finally going to come in as we work late into Sunday into Monday, and out ahead of it, you have a lot more forcing to get some stronger and more widespread thunderstorms into the picture. So watch out Sunday afternoon and evening, and watch out Saturday too, just because of how much heat and humidity there is. Any storms that do fire could be severe. So slight risk of severe storms on Saturday, another slight risk of severe weather on Sunday, and I do think that any thunderstorm that fires is probably going to go severe pretty quickly because of, again, that heat, that humidity. That's all energy that these storms just feed off of when they're able to fire. So watch out if you do have those outdoor plans tomorrow. I know a lot of people do. Even if you're doing a local barbecue or you're hitting the pool for the 4th of July, keep that Fox Local app handy. We got the weather radar on you, and guess what? We're here all day for you tomorrow.
Yes, we will be.
And we'll track every single storm that fires, I promise. Other than that, speaking of fires, it's going to feel like a fire outside with 109-degree heat index in the afternoon. Please be safe. Take it seriously. Keep yourself cool. Plan if you're going downtown. Plan some time for like a break or someplace. Hit the Smithsonian if are they open tomorrow? Are they, any of them?
Are they? I don't think so.
Great question. I don't know the
I'll
answer
check.
to
But
that.
they had their lunar thing a couple weeks ago. They were open the whole weekend. Yeah, I don't think
I don't know if it's a holiday because the Smithsonian's were like my number one heat run in, get air
best.
conditioned.
So it's a good cooling center.
Right, great place to get cool. I know they're handing out free waters and everything on the mall, so they're trying their best to keep folks safe. But you always got to be extra careful.
They will be. They will be open.
All right, there
No
you go.
way.
Get one of the museums and cool yourself off. And then there you go, extreme heat warning. It's up at least through Saturday. I think some of these are going to be expanded into Sunday as well. And then after Sunday, I do think we get a break. If you want to hit the beach, please do it. Sandy Point, Saturday 95, 89 on Sunday. Same deal. We're doing dodging thunderstorms out that way. And if you're hitting the far beaches where my parents are, and they have said it's packed.
I believe that.
Beyond packed.
Mike, I just want to draw your attention to the time. I imagine you're probably the lead at 10 o'clock. If at any point you need to leave us, we understand.
It's just so hard for me to pull myself away from YouTube-friendly faces.
And we appreciate that.
But yeah, there's your 7-day forecast. Those will be the best feeling 80s ever.
No kidding.
We are dodging showers. I'm probably going to take rain out of Monday and have it more be kind of scattered thunderstorms again. But I'm looking at some new data coming in right now that'll make me adjust some things on that 7-day. Not in a bad way in terms of temperatures. We do heat it up next week again, but it's not to these levels. I am keeping my fingers crossed that this heat outbreak that we're going through right now is hopefully the hottest one we have to deal with, and then the rest of summer is just like
good. So this is kind of like maybe the peak you're saying.
Right.
And finally, one quick thing: that those storms are they going to be quick? Like hits? Are they going to be long? They're going to hang around.
They'll probably hang around. We lack something that we in the weather world call steering flow tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
So essentially, that means storms that fire, they're going to move pretty. They don't have anything to push them along.
That's
great. They'll be.
All right, Mike's got to go.
Yes, I'm sorry.
He's got a live hit to do, but just a reminder. Well, he's going to be with us tomorrow night, probably,
the one doing
because
this.
we are going to have coverage for you from 7:30 to midnight. In the meantime, if you need a break from all of it and you want to stream something else, we've got some options for you this weekend as well. We're starting off with this.
All right.
You were in there for 3 minutes. 3 minutes in a box of fire.
She's had no memories for 3 months, other than those you've given her.
There's a new world coming.
So that is part of the trailer for the Apple TV hit Silo. Season 3 of the dystopian drama continues the story of the 10,000 people living underground under mysterious circumstances. But this time, we also get a glimpse at how they ended up there. Before the big premiere, I got a chance to sit down with star Rebecca Ferguson and showrunner Graham Yost to talk about the new season and why they got stuck talking to me.
Rebecca, I got to apologize first and foremost, because at any other point in the last 15 years, I do have to, because at any other point, if you got an alert that you were talking to somebody from Fox 5 in DC, you would have been talking to Kevin McCarthy, the best in the business, and
why are you here?
that the two of you had, because he left us for bigger and better things. He moved out to LA and he has left us behind.
Nice to meet you. No, I'm kidding.
Likewise, I cannot fill his shoes in any way, shape, or form. But the chemistry that you two had, we look forward to your interviews all of the time.
She's good.
Well, I'll try and not let you down. Anyway, Graham's here to fill in the awkward silence.
All right, perfect. Looking forward to it.
We do not know why we are here. We do not know when it will be safe to go outside. We only know that day is not this day.
The end of the world cannot be stopped. It can only be survived.
Juliet, whatever you're going to do it now.
I have to start off by asking Rebecca, you know, we get some flashbacks to DC in this season, and that is where we are located right here. With everything that's happening in the world right now, does it seem a little like almost prescient or hitting close to home?
I think that question should maybe go to Graham. I was never in DC. I lived in a silo, and my world was completely confined to that space. You wrote this.
You wrote this.
You wrote this,
sucker.
man.
I would say this: we followed the books, and so there are certain elements. You know, having Iran as the adversary was something that was in the books, but it's also, as in the books, it's not what you think it is. There's something else going on. I will say that when we there's a mission early on in the first episode of season 3 that goes to Iran. We called it Righteous Hammer. And then in June of 25, there was a bombing mission in Iran that was called Midnight Hammer, and so we had to change our name. But other than that, it's just, you know, you're just sort of playing with the pieces that were given by Hugh, but also just the pieces that work to get us toward the answer, which is not what you think it is, I hope. If you've seen the whole season, you think it's a certain thing, you're going to find out something different in season 4, which is all I can say.
You are the only one who has ever gone out and survived.
Truth does not come without cost.
The amount of panic if people found out.
Found no one.
We have left.
I get splinters of memories. If the founders cared so much, why do they need to kill Asylum? The questions she's asking
will get us killed.
Rebecca, obviously the show, you in the silo, like you said, that's where you live. It can be a little claustrophobic and feel a little controlled. Now this new season is opening up some space. Obviously you don't get to be a part of that per se, but how does that change things?
I mean, it opens up the knowledge that we were right, you know, starting and breaking up these sort of the structure that was put upon us. You know, there was structure and order, and you don't ask the questions. You know, information and lack of information is power. And Juliet has always been a rebellion, and she's always wanted to find out the truth, whether it's solving her husband or boyfriend's murder, whether it's, you know, she goes outside, she sees 50 silos, there's more questions. Now she arrives back from a forced cleaning with no memory loss, and she's a mayor of the city, or of the silo. But yet still she has this urging feeling of trying to figure out why something feels wrong. And gradually we get to unravel the fact that they've always been right. There's something bigger, there's something out there. And knowing that and having that connection was enormous and fun to play with for her.
Congratulations on season 3, guys. We can't wait for everyone to check it out.
All right, and you can check out the first episode of season 3 streaming now on Apple TV. Tony P, it looks like the president has officially arrived. We saw that shot of Air Force One on the tarmac, and now he out of the plane on his way to Mount Rushmore, where he is set to deliver a speech. Not sure how delayed it's going to be at this
Yeah, given
point.
the timing, it might be another half hour, 45. That's Senate Majority Leader John Thune to his right.
But you see the fireworks going off in Montgomery County and Madison Square Garden all lit up as the celebration continues for Taylor and Travis as they celebrate their wedding. Thank you to everyone who joined us on Fox Local and Fox 5 DC's YouTube page. We'll be back tomorrow night. Fox 5 News at 10 is next.
Now the Senate Majority Leader greeting the president on the tarmac. Doesn't look like we'll have any media.